Here's the family epic, Writer's Retreat. Some of my scribes have been caught trying to sneak off from their duties to my family epic. Thankfully, a guard recognized them as they passed the gates. It's exhausting work, they explain. Day and night, my lord. We are desperate for a few days' rest. I can give them a break, lose gold and prestige, or chain them to the work table. Yeah, he's impatient. He wants this work done. Had they come asking me for a leave in a polite manner, I might have granted it, but try to sneak away. You have a job to do. Inspiration strikes. My bards have taken a number of liberties in my family epic in regards to warfare and battles. It makes for dramatic scenes, but I worry my marshal has been offended as he furrows his brow at a particular scene. I am almost relieved when he finally shares his thoughts. It's all nonsense, but this part with the loyal horse has given me some ideas. I could either use his idea to get martial lifestyle experience, or give me an artifact when the epic is done that improves combat advantage. I will go for that option. Wherever inspiration can be found, we should use it. My brother, who rebelled against me when I took the throne, is inviting me to a feast. I wonder what he's up to, but being a gluttonous man, I will go to his feast and see what he's planning. I hope he's not going to murder me. I can smell the kitchen from here. Maybe he's trying to murder me. He knows I'm gluttonous. I really hope not, but you never know. Oh, I captured some more. Those poor Britons. I'm almost starting to feel sorry for them, but at the same time I really dislike the eruption here for being a greedy bastard. I hated his father. Now I've got his daughter. Oh, his granddaughter. She's worth 50, but he can only afford 20, so let's hold off on her. Here's another daughter. Maybe we should raise them and make them concubines, as a good tradition to do with those Breton girls. And here we have his grandson as well. Oh, here's the innuendo again. My father had this event several times. It's when my host, my brother here, says she had a lovely chest on display in the courtroom. And I, of course, think this is funny, and I could when he asks me what's so funny, I can say, never mind, or I can make him say, repeat what you said, but slowly, really think about it. And then he will say, she had a lovely chest on display in the courtroom. And he will either be embarrassed or share in the laugh as an outcome. Well, I think that the obvious choice here for me is to, like my father, say, repeat what you said, but slowly, really think about it. Because either it will bring me and my rebellious brother closer together, or if not, I will put him in his place, embarrass him a bit for being a fool and rebelling against me. He is mortified by my perverse humor. They always seem to be mortified by perverse humor. I hope that I one day will encounter a vassal who shares my good sense of humor and laugh heartily at this lovely chest on display in the courtroom. If I do, I will be sure to reward them in any way I can. Feast mutual spirit. I am becoming friends with Chieftain Magnus of House Hede. They are a Norwegian house. They were Starkader's vassals when he was a jarl in Norway, where he inherited his mother's jarldom. And they are an important house, and it's good to be on friendly terms with them. It's good to be friends, Magnus. Farewell, my brother. I am returning home. I'm glad you didn't murder me. I was worried there for a while. My son learned Dutch, that is good, and family epic is done, maybe. My niece and spymaster, Turidel, seems to be the latest person to have listened to excerpts from my family epic. Your great-great-grandmother was a fascinating and resourceful figure, she tells me. If we let it be known that you are even half as underhanded as she, people will think twice before acting against you. So I can go with the blood of that snake is flowing in my veins, which will give me intrigue, lifestyle experience and hostile scheme resistance. Or I can go with or reclaim she was honorable and upstanding. Sadly, I don't know who my great-grandmother was. I think, well, maybe I can, because our family line on my father's side, because he was a character I created when I started the playthrough, so he doesn't have any parents, or of course he had parents, but they are not known to him. But maybe I can check who my mother's, because this would be my grandmother, High Chiefess Ingebjörg of House Sognsdal. She doesn't have any, because her grandmother would be the person that I speak of here. So the bards who are writing the epic have found out some old folk tales from Sognsdal about this my great-great-grandmother on my mother's side. I think I would go with the blood of that snake is flowing in my veins. It looks like more fun option here. Child of my dynasty. It is Turidel, my niece, the sister of the former king of Bohemia, who has given birth to a child with my nephew, her cousin. And it is Edla Korp. She's a quick girl. That's good news for us. The child of cousins is surely destined for great things, don't you think? There are plenty of movies from the US South suggesting that marrying cousins and having them breed is a good thing. Well, a family epic. The epic song of my family is finally complete, and my bards have reason to be proud. My ancestors stand at its core as shining example of what it means to be a ruler throughout time, even if it drags on in a few places. And the part with the loyal horse is utterly ridiculous. Still, I am proud to keep this in my family library for generations to enjoy and learn from. So I got renown, and I got prestige, and I got the Ballad of Korp. Gives me controlled territory defender advantage and some hostile scheme resistance. That is great. What a story history can tell. Let's take a look at my inventory. So I have here Countess Dela's dagger. I already have a better dagger, so maybe I should give this dagger to someone who is deserving of Count Dela's dagger. A tiny but elegant inscription runs on its side, to my beloved Cesenanda. Let's take a look at my court, because my family epic should be there, right? We already have this Bodel's heroic sagas. But we will of course place this masterwork book there, close to the throne, the Ballad of Korp. That's great. And let's return home from raiding. Fill up our coffers. Askel comes of age. He became an astute intellectual. He's a learned man. He's also strong. Can I send you to the Varangian Guard to It will cost me some prestige, but it will teach him to be not only an astute intellectual, but a strong fighter as well. That should benefit him in the future. Go and become a man, boy. A snake at court. I am heading for my chambers to enjoy some blessed sleep when I hear a faint rustle from a window. Just the wind, I think, until the wind starts to speak. Auder, open up, my sweetheart. It is I, Olafur. I push the shutters open, and lo and behold, a man has climbed up to Auder's window. It is Chieftain Olafur of Medelpad. He was the lover of Chiefess Asta, Bersi's daughter. So it really looks like he doesn't say that he's lustful here, but he's definitely an adulterer and a flagellant. And there's not much I can do. I can just say, what? Did you just call my sister, you fornicator? For me, it depends on whether my sister is happy with him visiting or if he's intruding, but it doesn't say here. So Auder, she's a quick girl, she's a quick woman, so she can handle it herself, I guess. My concubine is pregnant, and I have evening reflections. I sip at my mug of spiced wine, eyes scanning of my latest scrawled work, Quarrel and Rage. Though conflict brings wrath to all someday, our hero lives to enter the fray. His subjects prove grateful, for if they are not, then next to their door is his sword brought. Truly, I am one of the greatest artistic minds of my age, says I. So I sat down one evening and wrote down this poem, Quarrel and Rage. I've read better poems in this game, but I can be a poet, I can be a journaler, or say perhaps I'll have a bath poured instead. But no, I think that his father was a poet, and he was always more inclined towards poetry and reading than being a negotiator. But he was pushed into this lifestyle, but his true passion was writing and reading like his father. That's why he became gluttonous and impatient, because he was truly a shy boy who liked it better when he could sit in his chamber and read and write. So I think I shall go and become a poet like my father. A fine verse, what shall I muse on next? That's great. He is almost there. He has almost earned his freedom, Count Dela. And greedy king of the Bretons still has to use his greed to get some money together to ransom his grandchildren. Leviathan. It behooves a king to spend time at sea, with the salty air in his face and a fine vessel beneath his feet. Today sees my personal craft and a small escorting squadron out for drills, practice and pleasure. The short voyage has been an exhilarating change of pace from life at court, when we spotted a distant plume of water followed by a small island of wine-dark flesh rolling out of the waves. The greatest beast of all the deeps, a whale. This reminds me of an Icelandic movie I saw as a child. Korp and Flygel was the Swedish title. It's Korp as in our house name, and it means raven in English. Raffen Flygel, I think, was the Icelandic version. The Raven Flies would have been the English version. It wasn't a great movie really, but it took place on Iceland in the medieval ages, late medieval ages, I think. And the people were starving, and there was a whale stranded at the shore. And all the Icelandic people, they went crazy and they cried "Matur, Matur," which means food. if you know Swedish and want to speak Icelandic, you just say a Swedish word and have the ending ur to it. So mat is food in Swedish, and in Icelandic it's matur. So I suppose in English it would be foodur. And then all the Icelandic people, they went there to get food from the whale, and they soon became at odds with each other about which of the families should benefit from this whale. And then they draw their blades and they started shouting knivur, knivur, which means knifur, knifur. As a short resume of the 1990s Icelandic film The Raven Flies. I suppose that's the English title anyway, but enough about that. We can get our harpoons, or have the others handle it and gain some gold, or gain some prestige. But no, I think I will go and get the harpoons. I want to hunt this whale. Oh, I gained 100 gold from this whale. Lot of matur for us from this whale. Ah, this is good. Let's go continue raiding here, while we feast on this whale. He is a gluttonous man, Starkadr, so he is surely excited to have a whole whale to eat. Let's dig a deep hole in the ground and place the whale there in that hole, pour some salt on it and have it rot to really enhance the flavor. That's what people in ancient Scandinavia like to do, I've heard. So let's have it like that. It sounds exotic, doesn't it? Let's go raid. Cologne is usually good, yeah. He has now the gold to ransom himself. Good for you. She is worth 100 and she has the gold to pay for freedom. Oh, great. Oh, a daughter. She's named Sif after my mother. That's a great name. She's Eldigit's daughter, the concubine people want to call a Nithing. I'm glad I didn't listen to them. Merchants bring tall tales from distant lands, unverifiable, full of wonder. A group of Polabian peddlers purport to have brought Kanauji objects said to have come from the faraway court of a great ruler, Maharaja Mahipata of Raiputana, no less. Camilla, the leading trader, grins darkly. This unique armor could be yours for a special price, of course, great king. Well, when his father, Frey, had this same event, a similar event, he refused. But he is an impatient man and he's gluttonous, which means that if he sees something that he thinks that he wants, he will go for it. And we have a lot of money from our raids, so fetch my coin purse. I will become the owner of Pratihara scale armor. Seems like they are gathering an army here to stop us, but they shan't be able to stop us in time, I hope. Let's flee. And let's go take a look at my new armor. It is of the same quality, seems like King Starkadr's burnished lamellar armor. This gives me 1 prowess and some prestige. This gives me more prowess but less prestige. Control territory, defender advantage. They are quite similar, so let's keep the one I made myself, had commissioned myself. And maybe we should commission a new artifact. We have lots of gold now. Maybe I need some regalia or trinket. Yeah, I want some regalia. Here is a metalsmith. I hope she makes something nice for us. And she can marry this Ofger Rowdy here while she's here. There you go. Looks like the East Francians weren't too happy with us raiding them, and they are now trying to hunt us down. Oh, they disbanded. That's good. The lure of language. Ruling the multicultural kingdom of Sweden comes with its own set of challenges. Foreign subjects often feel alienated when they cannot speak their native tongue in court, breeding resentment. My Chancellor, Duke Haraldur, suggests that I could significantly improve relations with my Dutch subjects by learning to speak their language alongside my own. So I can hire a tutor, or say time to hit the books, or go with why bother, Norse is clearly superior. No, man, I will make an effort. Let's hire a tutor and see if I can learn Dutch. And let's go raid Paris. Oh, I always want to raid Paris. It's not the best idea because he's quite strong and he's not in a war, so... And here is Jarl Rickelfer wanting me to attend his feast. It will be my pleasure, Jarl. A warm welcome, and I can smell the kitchen from here, being a gluttonous man. Conversation partner. I am conversing Jarl Hildur, and I can encourage him to talk more about himself and maybe gain his friendship. Let's do that. Oh, another daughter with my concubine, Asona, the Basque woman. She's Svanhildur. May you grow to be strong and wise. Feast. Voracious. With the continual serving of delicious foods, most guests have given up eating for the night, simply enjoying the entertainment. I am happy to see that Ragnhildur knows better. She and I are both eager to taste as long as there is food. So I can go with, together we could eat an entire horse and starting to build a friendship with Ragnhildur here. Or I bet I can out-eat her. Yeah, let's go with that. I am gluttonous man and also impatient, so let's have a eating contest. I might be wounded from this. I wasn't, so... Solid judgment. As Jarl Hildur's eyes widen at my words, I realize what I have just said about Starkadr. I struggle to push my tankard away. I've had too much. I try to get up, wobbling a little. Don't trust a word I say. So I said something bad about my champion, who has the same name as me, Starkadr. And I can only say, what have I done? I got drunk and I spilled Starkadr's secret that he is a non-believer. He doesn't believe in Thor and Odin. Well, neither do I, really. But still, it was bad of me to expose him like this. Oh, it was a good feast, regardless. Farewell, my vassal. So, I managed to learn Dutch. That was a good money well spent. Time well spent, I can say, which will give me diplomacy lifestyle experience and improve my Dutch vassal's opinion of me. Or I can go with such a fascinating culture, I want to learn more. Which will mean I adopt the Dutch culture. No, I don't want to do that. I will go with this time well spent. Oh no, here comes the French. Where's my other army? Oh, they are both there. And it looks like we will beat them. Who is leading? I suppose we have good commanders. Here's Einar of Dover leading, and here is my Marshal, Jarl Åsbjörn. Yeah, they are good men. I trust them. Let's beat the French. It's an even battle. And my brother is calling me to war. It's a Basque Catholic uprising. I will accept his call to war. Can we beat them? This is very, very even. It looks like we're losing though. Oh, we lost and we have to retreat back home. There we will have to assemble our army again and go down and help my brother. Inspiration, a wife's touch. I spot my wife, Aslaug, chattering excitedly to Beatrice, listing ideas and suggestions for her regalia. My metalsmith is barely concealing her contempt, clearly annoyed at my spouse's interference. And as you are forging regalia, she goes on, it may as well match my grandmother's old regalia. Parts of Beatrice's soul seems to be dying. So my wife wants this regalia be something like her grandmother, or her grandmother is maybe this woman. She was also named Aslaug. But anyway, it seems wrong of her to interfere here. What can I do? Listen well, Beatrice, my wife must be heard. Or I can go with, come darling, let's leave it to the expert. Now the text here suggests that I really should trust the metalsmith I hired to do the best thing. And had it been my father Frey, he really loved his wife. She was his best friend and soulmate. Here I like my wife, but Starkadr is not in love with her, so I think he will gain some stress here and convince his wife that it's better if an expert is in charge of this. A friendly word. My friend Audor stops me in the hall with a beaming smile. Ah, there you are, Starkadr. I've just spoken to Beatrice. I heard she's forging regalia for you. I couldn't resist a visit to her shop. I talked to her about how to meet your expectations. I think you will like the results. So Audor here helped. And she is forming a friendship with Beatrice. That's good of you, Audor. Thank you. She's such a good friend, my big sister. I will lead the army myself and go down here to help my brother. I really knew that I shouldn't go to France, mess with them, but I just couldn't resist the temptation. And that is in line with the king's personality. He is an impatient man, so he thought that he could take on Paris. And he nearly did it. It was an even battle there. Let's go beat these Catholics for my brother. Sunni of Dovre ripped the head out of one of their champions. That's good. And another champion ripped another head. There's always some head ripping going on when we go to war. Let's have ourselves a siege army as per usual. Inspiration realized. Over here, my lord. My beneficiary Beatrice waves me over with a wide grin. I have toiled many days and nights, and finally my work is done. She presents me with an object wrapped in cloth, and as I lift the fabric my eyes grow wide. A fancy regalia set of masterful craftsmanship. It consists of brass scepter set with pieces of carnelian, a linen cloak that has been embroidered with silk threads, and a large carnelian capuchon necklace. Fine regalia. It will increase my prestige and give me some other bonuses. This is lovely, Beatrice. Thank you. Good work. And she has become pregnant during her job, so she had some time to consume her marriage, I suppose. But sadly, my personal champion, Sunni, died. He was a great fighter, so I'm really sad about this, but let's equip this regalia. Yeah. Theodmundur comes of age, my second son. He become Midas touched. That's a great stewardship education trait. They grow up fast. A scheme at court. Someone is plotting to kill Maer. Why are you trying to kill Maer? She is my Riksgodi court jester of the great House Munsö, the daughter of the first king of Sweden. How dare you try to kill her? We must stop the villain behind this. And let's have my son Fjordmother married this pretty Anglo-Nordic girl, Svanhildur. She's of House Madrites. Kinda sounds Greek. She only has one parent, apparently. Anyway, she always like those congenital traits. Excellent. And maybe we should send him to the Varangian Guard. No, I can't because I married him. Alright, he can stay at home then. Worthy of the ocean. Longships are in many ways the heart of a king's power. Without access to the sea, what are we but trapped wolves, unable to hunt or roam? It's with no small amount of alarm then, that my latest inspection of our stored boats shows many are beginning to moulder and perish. Their carefully clinked hulls are in danger of coming apart once returned to the water. So I can spend money to fix them, or I can make an intrigue challenge against King Ludwig of East Francia. Doesn't King Ludwig have a newish fleet and have a 70% chance of getting excellent longships? Or I might be caught and have to flee, or I can spend more money and get these excellent longships anyway. Yeah, I will go for this. Let's spend the money and have excellent longships. Longships are, as it says, the heart of our strength. Who are my friends? I know Auder is, and I'm also friends with this Jarl Tyke, but he betrayed me. I think that should... Seems like my brother has maybe he has made this Scandinavian elective, which wasn't really a good decision of him, because now they are voting for a Catholic Occitan as the next king. But that's really his decision. It's not a decision I would have made. So there's not much I can do about that really, but it's not the best decision. It probably means our house will lose the throne of Aquitaine, unless he can do some things to change the outcome here, but it's probably we will lose this, but that's really up to him. Now he's an independent ruler. Let's educate Frey here. He was the first son born to me when I was in control of my character. And maybe I should try to educate... Yeah, I will educate my nephew, the son of my rebellious brother. My brother will accept, and then I can maybe make him a better vassal than my brother. Typhus. No! My son Fjordmundr has fallen ill with typhus, so I can let my court physician be cautious. Drastic measures, or say the choice is up to my son. Well, he is an adult. He came of age recently, so I will make him choose. And it was a disastrous mistreatment. He is now wounded and one-eyed, and he still has typhus. And as for the court physician who did this, I can chastise him, I can forgive him, I can imprison him, or I can kill him. It's a hard one. What would he do? Well, let's look at the circumstances. He himself wanted the risky treatment, and like me, I was informed of the risks here when I could make that choice, and he was too. He still wanted to take the risk, so Einar here, he had told him that I can do this, and it comes with risks and consequence, and he still went for it. So I think I will go with this. I have no reason to believe that he did this on purpose. Yeah, we all knew the risks. You are forgiven. Oh. He died from his typhus and his botched treatment. That's too sad. Making acquaintances. Rikulfur seemed to enjoy our latest feast immensely. He got along quite well with everyone he spoke to, even the adult guests. So this is my nephew whom I'm educating, and I can make him gregarious, and yeah, that's a good trait. It never hurts to make friends. Speaking of that, I wanted to try and befriend my brother here. Yeah, there it is. I will be friends with his brother, because ever since when Starkadr took the throne, he was cheated out of the inheritance by the game. He should have inherited the Jarldom, but for some reason he did not inherit the thing. So, in the storytelling part, I made it so that King Starkadr and Balder here, they were friends, and Balder said, well, I stand to inherit this Jarldom of Småland, but I don't hold any lands there. I will renounce my claim to it and give it to you, if you promise to give me a crown in France. That is my right by my mother. And Starkadr agreed, and now he has given him this crown, but I will work on making them friends. Here is a little countess that we can ransom. And here is another son, Ulfkel, who needs a guardian. He is on an intrigue education. Well, we really don't have any intriguing characters at our court, but maybe Alfgeir here is a good choice, my commander and champion. He is decent at intrigue and decent at learning, so he should be able to teach him. Let's go and see if we can beat this army, speed up this war. Preferably before they siege this down here. Scheme at court. Someone is killing to plot my courtier. It's not good. The enemy of my enemy. War brings terror, as well as opportunities for glory. Another thing it brings is the bonds that form between those who fight on the same side. In our efforts against Duke Anto, it seems that King Balder and I have found some common interest. War will forge friendship. That's true. Blood on the snow. It comes from nowhere, hitting me clean in the temple. I didn't even see the projectile coming, much less try to dodge, and for a moment I stagger blinded. A sharp peal of giggles rings out behind me, and I whirl. Frey rises from his hiding spot, another snowball already clutched in his vicious little hand. So my son here is challenging me to a snowball fight. Well, if you, like me, have played and loved The Witcher 3, you know that having snowball fights with your children is a good thing. So let's see, we can take a good shot. Come here, you little rascal. Or, oh no, you got me. I can go rah. It will ignite my berserker rage. Or I can go, I'm busy afraid, go bother someone else. No, I think when he was born, like I said, he was this king's first child that was born when I was in control of him. And with my father, he had a favorite child. It was Auder, who is now my best friend. And I think Frey here, he's named after my father. And I'm developing a bond, a friendship to him, and he is developing into my favorite amongst my children. So I will spend some prestige to make him love me. Oh, we won this war for my brother here. That is good. he is really not strengthening his position here. That is too bad, really. One option for the storytelling is to switch character. I was thinking about it, that maybe I should switch to Balder, but I'm really not sure. I kind of still enjoy playing up here in Scandinavia with Starkadr, but I will keep that in mind for later, that I can always switch to another Korp character if I think it makes for more interesting gameplay and roleplay and storytelling opportunities. But for now, let's stand down my armies. We helped my brother again. He really should use these rebellions to strengthen his own position. He should also consider to convert fate. It will put him in a better position to keep the crown. But like I said, it's really up to him now. He's his own ruler. And with that, I think it's time to end this episode here. Like I've said many times before, I'm doing this mostly to entertain myself, and I'm really enjoying it. But one part that makes me enjoy it is to see that there are a few other people watching this, and it seems like you're enjoying. And if you are, it will encourage me to keep on doing it if you like and subscribe, so consider doing that. But for now, thank you for watching and goodbye.